CVA's Accura Series, Agara barrels for guaranteed accuracy, nitride for guaranteed rust proofing, and a rifle guaranteed to be the best muzzleloader you've ever shot. CVA, it's just a better gun.
All right, welcome back, everyone. This week's Piece of the Week is being brought to you by Flowers Deer Processing. They will not be open now on this velvet buck hunt only. They will not be open during that time. They will be, however, opening the fourth Saturday of September, getting ready for the statewide season to open again. So just to let everybody know, don't go think there's going to be a heavy line to get in. There won't be anybody in that line.
You'll be the only one there.
You'll be the only one there. So what do you got?
All right, our first picture this week, this is Joey Harris with a picture he sent in to us about 2 weeks ago. This is a Kentucky lake bass that he said that he caught out there. And that's a nice looking fish, so congratulations to Joey on that. And next, this is my buddy Kevin Gilmartin with another nice Dale Hollow smallmouth. That's where he spends most of his time, and you can tell with the pictures he sends.
Don't ever leave.
He does it right. That's right.
You don't have a reason to.
So congratulations to Kevin. And you recognize this fella here. This is our
the
very own
tattoos
Bubba
give him away.
And this is a mess of catfish that they caught doing their hand grappling out there.
Hand grabbing.
And so he brought home a mess that day. And then right here on the end, this is Justin Crane with a beautiful smallmouth that he caught on one of the streams here local around Middle Tennessee.
That's awesome. Don't we, you can send your pictures to us here. Southern Woods of Waters, 474 James Robertson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37218, or better yet, just send them by Facebook.
Just send them on Facebook or Instagram, either one.
But I like not to recognize Bubba. Because we got him on a trail camera being buck naked going down the field.
He says the tattoos didn't match. It wasn't him.
I swear they look just like him.
He made that catfish look a little bigger, didn't he?
He did. He did.
Oh,
that was just a 20-pounder.
He's just 12 pounds. Oh, we love him though, don't we? He's awesome.
We do.
Did he go with Sid?
I'm sure he did. Bubba's
I didn't know Sid could play the guitar like he can.
Yeah, Sid's he's been a musician for a long time.
He's good.
And he does a lot of picking.
With all y'all together, why can't we get an outdoor band going?
I don't know. Maybe we need to get one. Randall came out and he played
Randall
at the banquet
plays and sings and writes music, and you sing and play. And Sid plays. I ain't heard him sing.
We can have a big time together.
I'm just curious, you stick your hand in the wrong hole and you won't be playing no more guitar, right?
Man, they get out there and do that stuff pretty often, and they just love it. And he always asks me to go, and I just tell him I'll be there with the camera anytime you're ready. I'll be there to film you.
That's it.
But I don't know about reaching in there either.
I'll need a pole.
All right. Well, our guests tonight are Bo Grissom and Tyler Patton. Tyler, both of them are with Jackson Slew Jigs. And guys, we talked about some of the sizes. What type of hooks do you think? I mean, yours are sharp, I know that.
Well, it's in the big jig we use a Mustad. It's a 5/0. It's a big hook. It's got, it's made for big line.
Yep.
You're not going to put 15, 20 pound test and expect to drive that thing home. A lot of people get to talking about line with me and whatnot, and I'm a 30-pound test guy. I really like to set the hook. I don't want to get cheated. You know what? If I break one off, that's my fault.
Yeah.
But if I set the hook for 30-pound test and break one off, it's still my fault. But a lot more of them come in the boat when you got big line. Plus, I'm trying to put it right in his house too. We're not just pitching right out there.
Yeah.
You got to put it in stuff. I mean, that's just what works for me.
I'm gonna tell you something that Rick Clunn said. This has been probably 8 or 9 years ago. He said if he's not getting hung up with his jigs 70 to 80 times a day while fishing, he's fishing in the wrong places.
Absolutely. A 12-pound bag comes from outside of the stuff.
You're right.
A 20-pound bag comes in the stuff. And that's the difference.
That's the difference.
But a lot of guys judge their day on catching a lot of fish. Well, I don't necessarily judge my day on catching a lot of fish. I'm trying to get 5 bites. And if I get the 5 right bites, that'll be the bag to win.
That's right. That's exactly right. I like the way you think. Yeah. But I listen to the pros. Several of them I'm friends with on Facebook. I like to watch them. But I thought, what Rick Clun really said was, you got to put that bait where he lives.
You know, you can't be afraid to get hung up.
No.
If you're getting hung up, you're probably around the right fish. And if you're not getting hung up, you know, you're probably not doing the right thing. And that might not be what suits you best. You may not be a jig fisherman, but if you want to learn to become a big jig fisherman, you've got to put everything else that's in your boat, in your tackle box, leave it at home. Grab a big stick, some big line, go put it right in the stuff. Set the hook and just see what happens. I mean, you got to get bit before you can get it in the boat, period.
That's right. And they ain't picking it up with their hands.
No, and they're not, a lot of times, they're not running far to get it either.
No.
You know, so.
What does it take, Bob? I'm glad you brought it up, because it's intrigued me that you brought it up, but what is it that makes a jig fisherman?
Well, I tell you what, it's the guy that don't have to worry about getting 20 bites a day. You know, like I said just a minute ago, some people judge their day on getting a lot of bites. Well, you know, that may work for you, but I judge my day on being able to get 6 or 7 bites. I know that I'm probably going to lose one, and I'm notorious for losing a big fish and it being the difference in my day. But I'm also, at the same time, I got enough confidence that I can forget those other 14 fish to get those 6 bites. And, you know, it's just a difference in wanting to win and wanting to just, you know, place. Or
the whole time you're saying that, I'm thinking about the Major League Fishing. You watch Denny Bryer is a jig fisherman.
Absolutely.
All he wants is that 5 or 6 bites. That's all he's after. And you can rate it up there, and you can go from Denny to like Shaw Grigsby is about the same way. But when you get to Kevin Van Dam, he can't hardly stand it.
No, he can't stand
it. He's got to be chunking wine.
Well, and that's what works well for him.
It works well for him.
You know, he knows that he can take and fish all those different situations and really dial that bait in or dial that scenario in to get that better bite. And as long as he's getting bit, he's taking that information,
he's learning,
and he's processing it.
That's right.
He's processing it, and that's, I think it takes a lot of time to eliminate water as it does to take in the information to be able to get that bite.
I know jigs are the 3rd winningest lure on Bassmasters of all Bassmasters.
Right.
2nd, I believe, is crankbaits. 1st was plastic worms. Texas rig, by the way.
Which is what started the whole thing.
Whole story. I mean, that started everything. Even the jig came from the slow bringing in of a plastic worm.
Well, I mean, you think about it, there's 100 different ways to fish a plastic worm.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I know guys that just throw it out there with no weight and just work it like a spook and make it walk the dog. You know, you can flip it right in their house, or you can just fish it on the bottom, you know, and that's how we all learn. We all learn fishing a plastic worm. But there's a lot of things that you can do with a plastic worm. There's a lot of things that you can do with a jig. There's a lot of things you can do with a crankbait. I mean, that's what changes the difference in the fisherman. He knows what it's going to take to get that fish to react.
But I can tell you've got a lot of confidence in a jig.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you, the reason I do is, you know, you can put a bait that's that big in a spot that big, but you get an 8 or 10 inch plastic worm, it makes it hard to get an 8 or 10 inch plastic worm, keep it from laying over the stuff, you know. So a lot of times you find yourself just pitching up to it and trying to get the fish to come out of the spot and react. Well, I know that I can take a jig and put it in that spot and get right in there where he lives, and a lot of times it just makes them mad. They're not even hungry. You know, if you can make him mad and just kind of get him to react, well, that might be what it works for that day. Sometimes, you know, I like to see him run out of there and eat it. There's days when you can pitch it right on his head and he won't even look at it. You know, it just drives you crazy.
Well, hold on, Bob. We got to do our next segment. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that.
This week's Product of the Week is being sponsored by our friends over at Candy Fork Outdoors. Go up there and see them at the Center Hill Dam exit and right there at the Big Rock Market, or go over and see them in Donaldson at the old Donaldson shopping plazas there, and go see Ryan and his guys.
All right, and what I've got here, Brandon, is we had a guy contact us through Facebook.
We did.
Contacted us and said, hey, guys, do y'all take on new products? And we said, yeah. Well, he sent us, this is called Line Taming Serum. And it's a guy by the name of John Adams, and he's come up with this design and this serum that he said will even take, well, you know, the monofilaments, like P-line, there's several out there, Suffix, Stren. Stren used to get real chalky, you know, a little bit chalky. He said you can put this on there and just spray, just 2 or 3 drops, let it sit on the reel, and then throw it out there and cast and just keep casting. And he said it'll straighten that line out, and when your line starts to curl again, just add you a couple more drops to your reel and it'll straighten it right back out for you. So it's called Line Taming Serum. We just got these, Brandon and I just got them. We will be trying them out real soon, and we'll give you a report on them through Facebook and through the show. But I've got high expectations for it.
I do too. I'm looking forward to using it myself.
I am too, because I can't stand it when it looks like a telephone cord going out there.
Zip down through there.
So great deal. Check him out. It's called Line Taming Serum, and the guy's name is John Adams. He's a local guy. So hit him up right there. I appreciate it. That's all I got.
That's it. Guys, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to open our phone lines. We'll be right back in just a minute with some more Southern Woods and Waters.